Welcome back to The Little Game Helper, the podcast where we take tabletop RPGs and give you quick information you need to get them to the gaming table. Today, we're talking about Offworlders, a rules light science fiction RPG about spaceships, strange planets, dangerous jobs, and crews who are probably one bad decision away from losing their ship. If you've ever wanted a game that feels like Firefly meets Star Wars with a little bit of old school space adventure thrown in, Offworlders might be right up your alley. What is Offworlders? Offworlders is a tabletop RPG about a crew of adventurers traveling through space aboard their own spaceship. You're not necessarily heroic space marines. You might be smugglers, mercenaries, explorers, bounty hunters, traders, or just a bunch of people who somehow ended up with a spaceship and a massive repair bill. The game is built around going from planet to planet, taking odd jobs, getting into trouble, and hopefully getting paid before your ship falls apart. And if the job sounds too easy, it's probably a trap. And how does it work? Offworlders uses a 2d6 system. When your character attempts something risky or uncertain, you roll two six-sided dice and add the appropriate modifiers. A high roll means you succeed. A middle roll means you succeed, but there's a problem. A low roll means things go bad. And this is where Offworlders really shines. Failure doesn't necessarily mean the adventure stops. Instead, failure makes the situation worse. You miss the shot, the alarm goes off, the alien wakes up, your spaceship starts smoking, or you discover that the guy who hired you forgot to mention the entire planet is trying to kill you. Making your character. Character creation off-world is quick and simple. You choose what kind of character you want to play and give them the abilities and equipment that fit their role. You might be a tough fighter of the group, the pilot who somehow lands a spaceship anywhere, the hacker who can break into almost any computer, the smooth talking negotiator, or the person who has absolutely no idea what they're doing but keeps surviving anyway. And let's be honest, every crew needs one of those. Your spaceship. The coolest part of Offworlders, in my opinion, is that the players have a spaceship. The ship isn't just something you get from place to place. It's your home. It's your transportation. It's your livelihood. And it's probably your biggest financial burden. You need money to keep the ship running, and you need the ship to get the jobs. And you need the jobs to make the money, and you need the money because apparently spaceships don't run on friendship, although your engineer might insist that they run on just one more temporary repair. And what do you do? Well, Offworlders is designed to let you create all kinds of science fiction space adventures. You could explore an abandoned spaceship, hunt down wanted criminals, smuggle illegal cargo across the galaxy, investigate a strange alien planet, fight pirates, rescue a missing scientist, search for ancient alien artifacts, or take a completely normal delivery job that turns into a battle against yet another alien monster. Because apparently in space, nobody can just deliver a package normally. The combat. Well, combat is fast and narrative focused. Instead of spending hours moving miniatures around a giant battlefield, you describe what your character is trying to do, roll the dice, and see what happens. You might shoot a pirate, kick open a door, throw a grenade, hack a computer, jump out of an airlock, fly the ship through a collapsing space station, or do something completely insane that the GM wasn't expecting. And that's all the fun. Because in rules light RPGs, the question isn't always, what does my character sheet say I can do? It's, what can I convince the GM is a fun idea? So, why play Offworlders? Offworlders is a great choice if your group enjoys science fiction, space exploration, spaceships, mercenaries, smugglers, alien worlds, space pirates, rules light RPGs, fast, narrative focused adventures, or games where failures make the story more interesting. It's also a great choice if you want science fiction RPG that doesn't require a massive rulebook just to get your spaceship off the ground. Final thoughts. Offworlders is a game about creating a crew of questionable individuals, putting them in a spaceship, giving them a job, and seeing how badly that job goes. It's simple, it's fast, it's flexible, and it gives players plenty of room to create their own crazy science fiction adventures. You don't need to know exactly what the campaign is going to be about. It's just about a ship, a destination, and something that's probably going to explode. And that's it for today's episode of The Little Game Helper. If you're looking for an RPG where you can explore strange planets, fight space pirates, take questionable jobs, and desperately try to keep your spaceship flying, give Offworlders a try. Until next time, grab your dice, gather your crew, and remember that the job sounds easy, the payment was too good, and somebody forgot to mention the alien. Good luck, Captain.